Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Gare Bear Review. But this time, I went and lived a little dangerously. That's right, my fans. It's only because I joined Mr. Statham in the wild ride of Parker. Yes, I do apologize. I do not have the poster behind me, but enjoy the epic awesomeness that is. All right, so let's get the road on the show. Pausing for laugh. Pausing for laugh. Okay, storyline. It was good. Almost great. Definitely could have been worked on more. The thing is, with the character development flaws that they had, it kind of broke up into things. But I the storyline was there. The first hour was like so fast paced that it felt like completely rushed. I did sometimes it's okay to do that, but when you have a movie like this, it's not. You shouldn't do fast paced stuff. It was like one after the other, one action the other. You should have momentum to it. Like a phone number, like bum 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 bum. This was too fast paced, but it did keep me my heart on the edge. Uh, I did feel it pumping, and it kept me alive, like Crank. But it was still it was there. I did enjoy the storyline, and I just wished it was better. After that hour, it tend to slow down, and you could tell because it tells you more of either it told you or showed you more of the storyline to it, like to the film itself. It gave you just more of what was is what I'm saying. And when you're adding a casting of, Jason Statham, J Lo, Michael Chiklis, Bobby Cannavale, and Nick Nolte, it was just it was just incredible. All of them were great in their respective roles. The thing is, there wasn't much chemistry between Statham and J Lo, only because in this film Statham doesn't get J Lo, so there that's that. And it was just very interesting that the way that it all laid out. And Nolte, oh my God, you can't even hear this guy anymore. His voice is just so. I mean, I wouldn't say irritating, but it's to a point where it's like, dude, you need to get a surgery to help that out. I love some of his movies. He just needs to be, build. He needs to get a surgery or something for his voice. It's just really annoying. J Lo did not show up for the first. She showed up after the first hour or so, probably maybe a little bit longer. Which is bad. You need to have the second main character, who's listed as the second main character, obviously. You need to have her throughout the whole entire film. You need to have, like, what is he doing? What is she doing? Constantly. Otherwise, you're gonna lose people. And with the fast-paced environment they had for the first hour, you're gonna lose people. You know, and the bad character development, you with that bad character development, it's really bad because then there was nothing to her story. I didn't feel for her. All the characters, they weren't developed enough, and it they weren't written, or there was no history. There was no written or shown history that would make me want to care for the characters enough. And when you have that, you end up with all you're left is with visual effects and a decent storyline on which it completely took you for a loop. And it was the same old Statham, which again is not bad, obviously, but it's he you it's the same old Statham. He plays a rogue man who has a plan for revenge, and in between that, stacking a body count and stealing cars like it's freaking GTA or some shit. Yeah, so there's not so much for a Statham-inspired character, but yet again, he's still quite the badass who kicks a lot of ass. And in this movie, only with even with the only 3 fight scenes that there are, it's still pretty badass. And I did enjoy the film. It was it kept me on the edge. It kept me interested throughout it. So I do recommend it if you plan to go see it. If you're doing nothing, obviously. But with the story direction, acting, and visuality of the film, complete straight B's on this. I Like I said before, I do recommend it, so you should definitely check it out at some point. Next review on the Gare Bear review, I will be going over movie 43, and hope you enjoy it.